World War I was a global conflict of unprecedented scale and devastation. It reshaped the political landscape of the 20th century and left an indelible mark on human history. The war's origins were complex and multifaceted, but one event stands out as the immediate trigger: the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne. On June 28, 1914, a young Bosnian Serb nationalist, Gavrilo Princip, fatally shot the Archduke and his wife Sophie in Sarajevo, Bosnia. This act of violence sent shockwaves across Europe and set in motion a chain of events that would plunge the continent into war. This event, as shocking as it was, did not occur in a vacuum. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand was the spark that ignited the already tense political climate of early 20th century Europe. The Austro-Hungarian Empire, a vast and diverse realm stretching from the Alps to the Balkans, had long been grappling with internal tensions. Nationalism was on the rise, particularly among the empire's Slavic populations. Bosnia, annexed by Austria-Hungary in 1908, was a hotbed of Slavic nationalism. Many Bosnian Serbs yearned for unification with Serbia, an independent Slavic nation that viewed Austria-Hungary's growing influence in the Balkans with suspicion. The Archduke's visit to Sarajevo in June 1914, intended as a show of strength and unity, was seen by some as a provocation. It provided an opportunity for nationalist groups like the Black Hand, to which Princip belonged, to strike a blow against Austro-Hungarian rule. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand took place against a backdrop of heightened political tensions in Europe. The early 20th century was an era of intense competition and mistrust between the great powers: Germany, Austria-Hungary, Russia, France, and Great Britain. Germany, under the leadership of Kaiser Wilhelm II, was rapidly industrializing and sought to assert its growing power on the world stage. This alarmed its neighbors, particularly France, which still harbored resentment over its defeat in the Franco-Prussian War of 1870–71. The rivalry between Austria-Hungary and Russia was another source of instability. Both empires saw themselves as protectors of their respective Slavic brethren in the Balkans, a region rife with ethnic and religious tensions. The decline of the Ottoman Empire, which had once controlled much of the Balkans, created a power vacuum that both Austria-Hungary and Russia were eager to fill. Section 4. The Powder Keg Ignited, Reactions and Repercussions. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand sent shockwaves throughout Europe. Austria-Hungary, determined to crush Serbian nationalism and reassert its authority in the Balkans, issued an ultimatum to Serbia, demanding a series of humiliating concessions. Serbia, backed by its ally Russia, agreed to most of Austria-Hungary's demands but rejected others, arguing that they violated its sovereignty. Austria-Hungary, unsatisfied with Serbia's response, declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914, exactly 1 month after the assassination. The system of alliances that had been established in the preceding decades quickly came into play. Germany, bound by treaty to Austria-Hungary, declared war on Russia and its ally France. Great Britain, obligated to defend Belgian neutrality, declared war on Germany when German troops crossed into Belgium on their way to France. Section 5. From Sarajevo to the Somme, the unstoppable march to war. Within weeks, the great powers of Europe were at war. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, seemingly an isolated act of terrorism, had triggered a chain reaction that plunged the continent into the abyss of World War I. The war that followed was unlike anything the world had ever seen. It was a global conflict of unprecedented scale and brutality, claiming the lives of millions of soldiers and civilians. The old world order was shattered, and the political map of Europe would never be the same.